Welcome! We had a little technical difficulties, but that's when I'm running the show. This is what happens. It's all about hockey cards, ladies and gentlemen. Rock'em Sock'em Hockey Cards podcast. That's right, we got 2 viewers now. I'm telling you, I'm excited about this. Normally I do a show with Jim Schmiedeberg on the Blue Shirt Underground, wildly popular on the internets. And we have a full complement of friends and psycho friends and family network that join this show, join that show. But this show will be primarily about hockey cards and about all the other teams in the league. And the New York Rangers will probably not be talked about that much, although you can see by the Ranger paraphernalia I have behind me that they're always prevalent in my mind. Not as much as the New York Jets are, because let's face it, the Jets, in my late cousin Anthony's words, suck. So, I'm not happy with my lighting, but hey, my lighting guy is right next to you. Actually, he's looking at you. Okay, so I wanted to talk about a couple things. Right off the bat, I went to the Winter Extravaganza. Yes, you're probably saying, where is that? Sounds like it's something in Canada, like in Quebec or whatever they're calling it this week. It was held in Tarrytown, New Jersey. And massive card show. And yesterday was very brisk in the Northeast. It was like 2 degrees. It just I wasn't really expecting a big turnout at this thing, but I was proven wrong. This place, COVID, no matter what, no matter who, it was completely jam-packed with people. So what we had was this limited room, especially me, a larger mammal, so to speak, has a hard time maneuvering, but you succeed where others have failed. And at this Winter Extravaganza, there were several auto signings by non-hockey players. Like one hockey player, Brian Leach, was there. Hall of Famer, Brian Leach, formerly of the New York Rangers, Stanley Cup, 1994. No other hockey players, but there were other luminaries of the sports world there, including an actor, the dude who played the Soup Nazi. I don't know what his name is. Robert Thomas, Richard Thomas, Wayne Thomas, Robert Thomas. I don't know what his name is. But it was my wife that came up with, he probably would have gotten more autographs. And the guy's charging like $29, $39 an autograph. And now with the autos, with everything, it's just ridiculous. With the add-ons for inscriptions and this and that. I understand memorabilia is a big-time business, so they got to get their end because, a lot of people are fans, but a lot of people sell this stuff. So I told her, I get that. But for God's sakes, I love Brian Leach. But I'm not spending $129 on his autograph or $89. I don't care enough. I'm not that much of a fanboy. So it's not something that is my bag. But I was saying about this Soup Nazi who was on Seinfeld, this Richard Thomas, this Robert Thomas, this Wayne Thomas, this Marlo Thomas, whatever. He should have dressed up in the Soup Nazi gear. Then you get more hits. Nobody cares about you out of the soup. What does it take? You wear an apron, a white apron. You wear the hat or something. I don't remember the episode. You have a fake soup cup. I don't know. People aren't coming here because you're an actor. I got news for you, Chuckles. So anyway, there's some football games going on. So right now, and this is a totally non-scheduled event, but until I can figure out that Be Live fucking torture rack of a thing, this is what you're going to get. Plus, it'll be up here, and I'll just transpose it to YouTube at a later date. So, yeah, it was up there, and predominantly baseball. Lots of people, as I mentioned. Did find some hockey. It's funny when you ask these dealers about hockey, it's almost like it's like, do you have Mars football? I mean, people really they're completely shocked here in the States when you ask about hockey. Like, you might as well be asking for, like, not to put off anybody, but like, midget wrestling cards. I mean, this is the hockey. No hockey. They get really, there's a big disdain. Like, oh, hockey, I can't memorize those last names. Right now, it's all about football. The playoffs have started. It's I mean, I took about a 2-year hiatus from this whole shebang, from the hockey card collecting, because it was just getting, I collect so many cards, and it's a hassle. My wife is great. She organizes everything, and it just gets overwhelming at times, just with the influx of cards and selling and trading. And I trade a lot on the Beckett side. I can't say enough good things about the people over there. I think the site's worth it for me. It may not be worth it for the casual collector, but for me, who's a hardcore collector, it is. And the traders over there are absolutely top notch. I think in the 10 or 11 years I've been there, I think I've been burned once or twice, and those people burned other people, and they've been banned from the site. So they police it pretty well, and all the guys, I mean, you run into your jerkos once in a while, but I never had to see them. I just want their card, so I kill them with kindness. But I will tell you, 99.9% of the people on Beckett are fantastic. And that goes for my limited time over at Cardboard Connection. Just great. Just really great. I have to say the hockey card trading community is number one, although I've never visited any other ones. So I wanted to talk about some of my experiences coming back into the whole hockey card collecting realm. In my 2 year or so hiatus, things have changed. First of all, in person, I don't know if you've ever dealt with dealers at a show. Some of them are really, they want to just get rid of their product, and they're willing to work with you on a price. Of course, right now my main goal is try to complete some sets that are out there early, or get very cheap cards that have high book value. So I am a scourer. I am a guy who will go into a 25-cent bin, a dollar bin, and try to pick out that $12, $15 card. Now you may say, Ed, why would you collect a, let's say, Keith Kachuk card just because of the value is more than what the guy's selling? Well, there's twofold. There is an ego component to this that I know more than he does. I have to say that, ladies and gentlemen, that is a component. That either he's just trying to price to sell. Because remember, green, green is definitely the currency of the time and of this country. So really, you're trading money for cards. People think that's insane. But somehow, if you pick up a card for a quarter that books for $12 to $15, you're like, hey, it's pretty cool, man. I knew more than he knew, or he just didn't care, or he just wanted a quarter. I mean, whatever. So Then there's your other type of dealer. They play this like the stock market. I mean, it's ridiculous. They hold on, let me just answer this question in the chat room, which is yes. Yes, I'm on the air now on Facebook. Hockey cards. Sorry, guys. I'm a hunted pecker. Oh, boy. I'm a hunted pecker when it comes to... what the fuck, Chuck? My keyboard is disabled. He'll have to wait. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So I'm back. Then they treat it like the stock market. All right? Now you're probably saying, I was just looking at myself, oh, surprise, he's into Dungeons and Dragons. Wearing the glasses. I'm much more of a tougher man without the glasses. I'm not a hockey card nerd. Maybe I am. And Dungeons and Dragons, I spent some time there. Anyway, so I wanted to, yeah. There's these other guys, they treat this as like the commodities market. I mean, I went up to one dude, and I wanted to share this story. He had what we call, for most of the people know what a monster box is. It's a giant box. I think it has 4 slots, may have 5 slots, I don't know. But it's huge. And a lot of people put their low-end cards in this, so you could search through a lot of cards, and a guy could sell some multiples. Your higher-end cards will usually be enclosed in some kind of, there'll be a hardcover or just a plastic cover of some sorts, what we call hard tops, and that'll be it. Those are usually cards of some value. It could be $5 to $1,500, whatever. And also these are ungraded cards we're talking about. You'll always most likely find in a mouse card. Ungraded cards, they're just loose, like this card. Like for instance, I was gonna try the multi-camera, but the video ends on. But like this Alexei Lafreniere this year MVP card. So you will have I have a situation. So this is my jam here is to go into these cardboard collectibles, into the monster box, and look in there for some value cards. First thing, my advice is to ask a dealer before you start looking how much these cards are. If it's not marked, I feel like I'm in no man's land. I need to have parameters in my head. Is this a valuable card by when I identify it? And listen, there are a lot of cards I look at, I say, it's crap. I mean, some of it, it's crap. But some say, that's crap. And then it turns out to be valuable, or the vice versa. I don't know. You see a card you think is really worth a lot, and you come home and it's like, books for 75 cents? I paid $0.25 for this. This sucks. What a waste. So, even though that in the card collecting world, that's a little bit of a profit, but it's not that much of a profit, and I'm never getting rid of a fucking 75-cent card. Excuse my language. So, getting back to this monster box, I did not ask the guy, or I may have, and he gave me my most hated answer, which is depends, on what card you take, all different prices. The most vaunted response you could say is $1 and up. I mean, what? All right. I know the name of that dealer. I won't say it right now. But, you have that. So, I'm looking through this monster box. First row of cards, I would say like maybe 10 deep, 10 cards deep, maybe even less. I come to a Kirill Kaprizov Young Guns rookie card. Now, the last I checked, and I'm going to check it again, is this card is booking at probably $120, maybe $140. Let me see. I'm looking it up on Beckett now. What the fuck? I can't look it up because for some reason, I am disabled. I'm not disabled in real life, but I've heard what my thing. So anyway, to get back to the gist of the story, the Kaprizov is like $120, $140, and there was a card behind it, and I forgot what it was, but it booked for like $60. It was a canvas of some sort. So rather than pick this card up and if the guy, I felt like the guy didn't know hockey at all. Okay? Because if you have those cards loose, like this, just like this, non-protected, this means you don't, you're not taking care of this card correctly. I mean, this card should be in a top loader at least, and in a penny sleeve, top loader, should be in there. So of course I'm an honest Abe, and I decide that I'm going to tell this guy that his card. I go, you got these cards in the monster box. I go, do you know how much these are worth? And he has no idea. And he says, well, how much do you think they're worth? I go, this Kaprizov is at least $120 book value. And I go, this other card's like $60. Okay. Now, I wasn't expecting him to say, here, or have them for free, or anything like that. But maybe a thanks, or like, hey, you know. All of a sudden, he starts going on his phone. Now, the smartphone, as they say, has taken a big leap into this card collecting. Because now you have the opportunity to look up the book values of the cards while you're at the show. Now, I'm not a big proponent. I think it's kind of rude. But whatever. If you have to do that, you have to do. That's basically the whole kit and caboodle with that. I don't do it personally. Well, rather than go into the Beckett value of these cards, he starts going on this crazy app that takes the actual market value at the second that these cards are selling on eBay and other outlets, and it's going, and he's like, well, this card's going for $150 right now. I go, first of all, this is not how it works. Okay? I mean, for eons and eons, we've been going by a book. Whether it was Beckett, there was another book, too, the big one, the real thick one. I can't think of it right now. If anybody, Tough Stuff. I think that was the name of it, Tough Stuff. That print got so small, I couldn't even fucking read it after a while. So, and now we don't use books. We have the online thing. I mean, I think they still say they sell the magazines. I'm not sure. They would be completely worthless to me because, you know, there's eons and eons of cards out there from every brand. So he comes up with it. He goes, I'll give them to you for both for $120. And I go, I'm not here for that. I mean, he goes, but that's a deal. I go, yeah, it's a deal, but I'm not invested in collecting Kirill Kaprizov. Guy's a fantastic hockey player. If you haven't checked him out, Minnesota Wild, he was highly anticipated. He's one of those guys that came over from Russia and has delivered like in spades. I have no. Yes, it's a bargain, but that's not the kind of collector I am. I'm not going to go and turn around and sit on eBay and try to sell that for a $40 profit. That's just not the collector I am. And this guy gives me a look like, are you insane? Like, I'm giving you a break. And I'm like, are you insane? I pulled these 2 cards out of your freaking monster box, you moron. And when I say no, don't take it as a personal insult, but I just don't collect like that. I'm not looking, because a lot of these guys, they deal with high end, football or baseball cards, and you'll have like, say like Joe Burrow, right? He's a really hot football card. I hear his name being mentioned all over the place. Or the guy on was it the Chargers? Not the Chargers. Yeah, Herbert or Herbert. I don't know what Herbert. I don't know how to say his name. Anyway, these guys are big ticket card guys, and what you have is these guys are wheeling and dealing with people who really want these cards, like for their own person, as super football fans. That's great, and they sell top dollar. They sell above book because the demand is there. I don't think, to me, there's too many Kirill Kaprizov. We're fans. We enjoy Kirill Kaprizov. But I don't have to have his rookie card unless I've pulled it from a pack. I'm not going out there and so when he's getting like all insulted, like I felt like it was in a stock market deal, and like I can't relax. And he kept pushing and pushing. I know he needs to make money because these dealers do pay for their tables, but I was just cheesed off. He's not taking care of his cards. He doesn't know hockey, which I have to say, guys, I got a little pet peeve with that. Because they're so obsessed with baseball and basketball and football. And, oh, God. It just... And I, as a sports fan, I've grown out of a lot of those sports. It's about the only thing, not the only thing I've grown out of. But as far as baseball goes, snooze fest. Basketball, please. Ever since Wolf Frazier left the Knicks, I checked out of that. I think maybe in '94 when the Knicks went to the finals against Houston, I casually watched. Now I love football, but who the hell am I going to collect being a Jets fan? Joe Namath cards? I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't have that bond that I have with hockey players. I appreciate hockey more than any sport. And, people can debate me on that, but that's just how I feel. So you got that whole bada bum, bada sping going on. And so that was that. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. I think the guy should have been like, at least said, oh, man, I'm sorry. Thanks, man. And you say thank you for me getting his cards out of a monster box. But what have you? I'll move on from that. But now with these smartphones, it's a beep, boop, 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 boop. They're looking things up. It used to be me against you. This is the I'm a shark. I'm a card shark. It used to be me against you. Did you put a card out there you didn't know in a 25-cent bin? Because I'm keeping up with the sport, and that is a major thing for hockey card collectors. You must keep up with the sport. You must know the draft picks. You have to know the draft picks. You have to follow trends. Now, it's changed a lot since the beginning. In the beginning, when I started collecting, the only way you found out hockey stats was through the newspaper. And that's right. As a matter of fact, Owen Nolan's OPG Platinum rookie card, me and my friends, we pooled our money together, were the only ones that were keeping track of the actual stats. Owen Nolan was a very good player in the NHL, but in his rookie season, he really did some damage. And he was a guy who was playing on the Quebec Nordiques, which, hockey in New York barely gets, what's the word I'm looking for? Covered. Boy, there's a big word. Just with the Rangers and Islanders and Devils. The Canada, forget about it back then. You didn't get to hear anything. So his card started going up and up. If you check the Beckett prices, we were following the box scores. Oh, Nolan got his 12th in 10 games or whatever. Like, we got to start buying these cards. And you were able to buy low and sell high back to the dealers. Now, at the age of the internet, everybody's plugged in. That's why I also would love to incorporate fantasy hockey along with this broadcast, because fantasy hockey will, if you're in leagues, will keep you really tuned in to who's playing well and who's stinking it up. Especially when it comes to the rookies. We'll talk about in later broadcasts about rookies that are performing and well, and the ones who are stinking the place up, and also the hype. We're really experiencing in the hockey card hobby, at least as far as goes the 2020, 2021 cards, the Alexis Lafreniere hype. Now, his cards are incredibly expensive, like way out of my price range. Once you leave his young guns, I cannot see paying $100 for a rookie card, and I don't care who it is. Maybe I should have kept my Connor McDavid's, blah, 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 but whatever. The Austin Matthews. I certainly had them, and I certainly sold them. Because that isn't my thing. It's not really like, I don't know. I don't get enamored with other teams' guys. That's my thing. A lot of people want to collect all the superstars, have all the first-round picks. Everybody's got their own niche. And so Lafreniere has been a disappointment. I'm going to say that as a Ranger fan. I don't believe it was the coach, David Quinn, the previous coach. I don't think it's Gerard Gallant's fault. I think it's he may be very good at. I don't see him as a complete bust. I think he'll probably be a good hockey player. The thing is, his hockey cards are not worth that much. You're starting to see a little dip in the prices because people are starting to sell off, or things aren't selling. Because if you're not hot as a pistol, your cards aren't going to sell. So the hype of him being a number one pick, and he's French Canadian, and this is like their boy. I mean, this is and he's out with COVID now, but it's still his card price is starting to wane a bit, and wait another year or so, and if he continues, if he's only a 10, 15 goal scorer, and I'm not burying the guy. I'm just telling you that the card prices, it's a lot about hype and what is a perceived value of cards. Now, it's not so much on performance as it basically is the hype, and then if you perform well, your cards go through the roof. Now, Lafreniere is the exception with this. Kirill Kaprizov, but if I look at some other guys, you look at, Jason Robertson of Dallas. Here's a guy probably averaging a point a game. Again, it's also geography. Depending where you play, it will affect the value of your card. If you're in the Northeast, where hockey is played on the ponds and the lakes, if you're in Michigan, and you got the lakes, and you got Canada, and if you're in Canada, your team plays in Canada, they're much more sought after, and the prices will reflect that, even if it's $1 or a couple dollars. If you're stuck in Dallas and you're drafted by Dallas, like I was talking about Jason Robertson, there's a lot of guys around this league that are really doing well and are relatively young. There is the exception of the Troy Terry, whose rookie card was a couple of years ago. He's on Anaheim, and he's been playing very well. And a lot of guys like me have been searching for the people who didn't take Troy Terry a couple of years ago and put him aside and just kept him in that, his opening price, price, and trying to get Troy Terry's. So you've got, so it's a little bit of both, but mostly it's hype and where you're from. A Brad Marchand card is not really going to sell well in New York. I don't care how nice it is. Everybody hates the guy. In Boston, it's coveted, and it should be. Here I have to deal with, Chess Durkin and Adam Fox. Those prices are, I'm a cheap bastard because I will not pay book price on anything. I have to get less than book price, and I try to go for half, but it depends. If you want a dealer who you engage with a dealer who is just a guy that is looking to make double his money, fine. That's his prerogative, but I'm not dealing with that guy. The guy who wants to move his product and is a fan of the hobby, and that's the best dealer for me. I don't even care if I buy anything off of him. More likely, I will buy off a guy that I can chat with about the hobby than the guy who's got, hockey is like 6th on his list. And that's how you build a rapport with guys. I met, and I wanted to mention this. I'm going to try to see if I went down to a store out here. Let me get my glasses on so I can do this. And I advise, this guy is in Holbrook, New York, for you local people. 5801 Sunrise Highway. Marino and Rich, T&M Sports Cards. I've dealt with Marino. I've seen Marino for years, like a decade or more. And Rich, who is a diehard Ranger fan, just was such a nice guy. And you could talk about the hobby, and he wanted to toss me some free cards, so I figured I'd give them a shout out. They were awesome guys. I T&M Sports Cards, they're called. Rich is the hockey guy, and Marino's got supplies and stuff. They're co-managers. Hey, listen, a sporting card store? Are you kidding me? That's Dinosaur. So when I found them out, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I haven't been back yet, but I'm going to go back. I was told, we were talking about, because I told him I haven't been with the hobby for a while. This is going back, 3-4 months ago, and he's like, oh, this is what's been happening, and this is what's been going on. And he was just really an awesome guy, and they're two awesome guys. And if you could check them out. But we were rapping about the hobby, and he's a Ranger fan, so we had that in common. But I just want to mention, it helps if you have a kindred spirit. I mean, who wants to talk about fucking football for fucking hours and a half? This got a giant stink. I want to talk hockey. I want to talk puck. I don't care. You want to talk about the Islanders. I mean, there's some Islander fans that deal. I have a little penchant for not dealing with them, but they got good prices. I'll deal with anybody. I'll deal with the devil. So look, fantasy hockey is a great way to keep up with the stats. And just go to the stats, and they have on NHL.com. They have the filters that you can use to find out who the rookies are. I follow them right now. That Trevor Zegras, and there are some new products out already, and I guess I'll talk about them and wind this up. There's 2 products out in 2021 and 2022. MVP has released their product. This is the first Upper Deck product that's been released this year. MVP is a low-end card. You know, which, of course, for the cheap son of a bitch like me, love them. I'm not going to buy the cup, which is another brand, or set. I don't know how you want to say it. Anyway, you know, where I get one pack, and it's got like some crazy patch, and I like to collect cards. That's me. I'm a card collector. I like sets. I like inserts. I like parallels. I like anything under $100, which is not a lot of products. Like you can get a sealed hobby wax box, as they used to call it. I don't know if they call it a hobby box, with about like 20 packs in it, 24 packs, and like 6 to 8 cards in each one. That's me. Everybody else is a different kind of collector. I'm not stepping on your shoes. It's within my budget, and I get the most enjoyment out of it. And so MVP came out with their set for the first Upper Deck set, and I have to say the reviews are in, folks, and this is a much better MVP set than we have been treated to in the past. With these lower end sets, the quality. Now again, I thought I would be able to have my other camera set up, but I don't. Once I get this Be Live thing, this is what MVP looks like this year. And, you know, it's a little flimsy. The cards, yeah, it's not very thick. They bend easy a lot of times. This is a Lafayette year, second year, not a rookie. So, I'm not happy about the base card and the colors. This whatever this is, seafoam or whatever they call this shit. That color is a little off-putting to me, but I got over it pretty quickly. The story of this set is the inserts. Let me get a little swig of some vodka. All right. Salute. All right. Where was it? Oh, yeah. The story is the inserts, and it parallels to some degree. The parallels pretty much are the same as they've always been. You will get a silver script. I think I have a rookie silver script somewhere over here. I pulled it the other night when thought I was doing a show. Then I wasn't doing a show. And then I was doing a show again. Oisha, moisha. All right, well, I can't find it now. But, I got it. Okay. Here is you Ranger fans will go crazy, because one of the rookies featured in this set is Zach Jones. If we could see that. Zach Jones. This is a silver script. You can see that his signature. I don't know if you can see it on this thing, but it's in silver. There you go. That is one of the parallels. He also has a superscript, which is a serial numbered. It's not really a superscript. I don't think it might be in gold. I'm not sure. I don't recall. There's a couple other script parallels. There's also other ones. So I was going to say, so he's a rookie. It's his rookie card. This is his first Upper Deck. Now, if you're paying attention, which you have to pay attention to all the rookies in the set, I think right now the big guy is Zegra, Trevor Zegra, I think it's Zegra, and Quentin Byfield of the Kings, I want to say. Those are the two guys that preliminary are going for the most price. In this set, there's also a 20th anniversary MVP subset, and the MVPs are very nice looking. They also include some rookies. Byfield, I think, is one of them, and I think his card is probably going for the highest right now. The pricing is not out on this, so this is just my eBay feel and basically what I've been looking at. Also in this is, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally happened, a phone call. telling me that it's time to talk about the Mascots. That's right. NHL Mascots are part of this 21-22 subset of this set, actually. And they are highly sought after. I think there are 31, maybe 30, because I don't think the Kraken have a mascot yet, and the Rangers do not. Well, the Kraken aren't in the set because they're based off last year, so this is their first year. So the Kraken mascot is not in there, and the Rangers do not have a mascot. So I think there's 30 mascots, and right now they come in two types. They come in a regular type, and they're like kind of like Magic the Gathering. They have like, I may have some over here for you. Show you. Yeah. Okay. Here is a mascot. Here's Louis. Louis is the St. Louis mascot. You see it there? Yeah. I don't know if that. So Louis. Now you collect these mascots, and they're pretty cool, I gotta say, and they come fairly rarely. Not fairly rarely. They come fairly regularly in a pack. You see Louis. He's pretty cute, right? If you're into that kind of stuff, which I am, I'm a goofy guy. They come in two varieties. They come in like in a very plain card type, and they also come, which Louis is. Louis is a sparkly. He's a sparkler, which are more harder to come. Well, it's not really picking up on this camera, but he's a little bit of a sparkler. So to collect the sparkle ones will be, I think, most hockey aficionados' targets. They'll be the toughest to collect. To get the regular mascots, I think you probably can do it. You'll have to probably go on eBay. I don't know, depending on how much you buy of this product. So I'm digging the mascots. I think it's a fun thing. I think the 20th anniversary parallels look really nice. Let's see if I have them. My producer was nice enough to set all this stuff up for me. This isn't a 20th anniversary, but this is a gold script of Dennis Grianov. So you can see a gold script there. Now this is not a serial numbered card. So I'm going to look over here, see if I can find the 20th anniversary. I can just bring this over here since See, I can bloviate about this all day, ladies and gentlemen. I am okay. Here's the 20th anniversary card. That looks nice, right? That's the MVP watch. Sasha Barkov. Sam. Excellent hockey player. And now what was I looking at for? Oh, yeah, I showed you the 20th anniversary. And what else did I have to show you? I got a little beaten track here. Oh, yes. There's a couple of good inserts here. MVP before and after. It's what they look like now and what they look like the day they were drafted. There you see Austin Matthews. The great Austin Matthews. Boy, I got to tell you, those Toronto broadcasts. I watched Hockey Night in Canada yesterday, and it was like they were literally wetting their pants on Mitch Marner's return. I thought he was the greatest hockey player ever. It's like Gretzky came out of retirement. It was tough to watch. But hey, that's here or there. So you have that. You have the before and after cards. And I don't think there was some other. Oh yeah, they have what they call heart attack. I guess this is guys that think you win the heart. Ryan O'Reilly, who scored a couple goals last night. There he is. This is with the heart attack cards. Very nice, shiny. Digging it. So I would say, now, it may come under a little flack for here. For around $60, you probably can get a hobby box. I don't know what David Adams is charging. Don't quote me on these prices. I bought these on a Cyber Sunday deal. Here's a Zet. Okay, yeah. So, I gotta say, for a guy who likes fun, which is my main credo, I thought this was a fun set. I would recommend this set. Now, you could get addicted. They also have a thing called Ice Battles, which is another game. Everything is like geared towards these card games. I think every player has a Ice Battle card as well. I'm not sure on that. Do not quote me on that. I don't have a full Ice Battle set, and I think I broke 4 boxes. So I don't have the Zach Jones, which is the only guy I'm collecting really, other than the Mascots, which I have now. So I would highly recommend this MVP set. It's a fun. It's it's what I'm about in the hobby. I have not seen it. It's again, the pricing's not out, so I haven't seen it out at the card shows yet. So you should definitely check it out. I think. I mean, if you got $60 to blow on some hockey cards, and again, when I get the BeLive app working right, we'll be able to interact, and I could show you cards, and you can ask me, how much is a card, and I'll look it up, and we'll definitely. This is the inaugural show. I'm just going basically through Facebook right now, and I'll post to YouTube later, but I'll have to get my friend Jim on this. So there's a second set that has also been released. This is in blaster pack only. You only can pick these up as blasters at your local wax dealer, or if he sells blasters. Again, if you want wax and you live in my area, which is in Long Island, New York, there's only one guy to go to, and his name is Izzy. He is at the Tri-County Flea Market upstairs. They also call it something else. I forget what that's called, but they call it Tri-County Flea Market. And upstairs, Izzy has been there since I've been alive practically. And he's got wax of every kind. Any kind of hobby box, of any sport, of any non-sport, of your Pikachus, I don't know, your SV1 cards, I don't know, whatever they got. They got stuff up. He's got everything, and he's a great guy, and all the guys up there I have known for years. I think they call it Boutique. It's got like 2 different names on the front of the building, but it's on Hempstead Turnpike. And see Izzy and tell him that Eddie sent you. Unique Bazaar, thank you. My producer, Charlie Spumanti, once again, helping me out. Yeah. So, but it's upstairs. If you're looking around the bottom, you'll find nothing. And it's a little confusing to find. Once you find it, though, Izzy will hook you up like none other. Now, we go to the second set this year. And yes, it's the bane of any hockey card collectors. A card you should always pass if you pick it up from its original version, its original incarnation in, what was it, 89, 90? Oh, 90, 91, not sure. I think it was 89, 90. Pro set. Garbage. One of the worst sets ever released by the human race. Misprints, errors. I mean, this set was terrible. It's awful. There's boxes and boxes of stuff somewhere in somebody's like garbage wars or whatever, storage wars, laying in there. You could basically use this stuff. It was a bit softer as toilet paper. That's how much value it has. There is nothing redeemable about this. Nothing. Well, they decide to bring it back in 2021-22. But I think they did it in a very subtle way. Now, this is put out by Leaf, not Upper Deck. So this is now, if you don't know, Upper Deck is the only official license right now product of the NHL. So they can use, Upper Deck can use the logos of the NHL, whatever, anything NHL. So how did ProSet and Leaf get around this? Well, they decided to not put any names in their pictures or logos in their pictures of the player. And here is what the 21-22 ProSet looks like. This is Brett Hull. As you can see, the ProSet logo is there. Same design, but if you look closely, there is no Blues logo. You can't see Brett Hull's name on the jersey. So this is how they got around. Now, these are only available in blasters. I've seen some of them in Targets. I don't know if Walmart is carrying hockey. We'll get into what's going on in the States about buying trading cards of any sort at the retail markets like Walmart and Target. We'll save that for another show. I think there are 20 cards in this set. Now, they made it pretty easy. You buy one blaster. That's one little, blaster thing. And you will get the entire set. You're guaranteed. You're getting 20 cards plus a memorabilia card. So what you have is you're getting the whole set and a memorabilia, and it costs about $35 for that blaster. A little steep. It's not an Upper Deck product, which right away you got to get iffy with, because there are a lot of collectors that will only strictly deal with Upper Deck cards, and for good reason, I think. And this happened a lot within the game. When they put our cards, I don't know if they're still putting them out, which was, I think, also a Leaf brand. In the game, you would get like great patches, but on the card, it's like a black and white picture of no colors, no names of the person. And it's a little off-putting, even though they're limited. And the serial number, it's great patches, but it kind of is like, I don't know, it puts some collectors off because you would not get an entire feel for the player and the memorabilia. And some people, it didn't matter. It's like, hey, listen, I got a patch of Gordie Howe. I don't have to see him with the Red Wings logo and the number 9. I could see him in a black and white Photoshop picture of him, like, smoking a cigar. Whatever. I dabbled a little bit, and I think it does hurt the resale value and the pricing, just because, I think Upper Deck has a handle on most of the sports trading cards. Again, I don't know what's out there now as far as the other sports going. Panini had dipped their toes into the hockey a while ago. But then they lost out for the exclusive rights, and now Upper Deck has it. So most collectors will go with an Upper Deck product. So, and I don't know if there's a thing between Beckett and Upper Deck where they, say, listen, we'll make sure their products don't price as high. Who knows what goes behind the scenes? But I don't think so. Beckett is pretty fair all along the way. So you will get a memorabilia card, though, in this $35 purchase. And I managed to get a Nicholas Lidstrom. I bought 2 of them. Actually, I bought 3 of them. So I wanted the memorabilia cards, and I was so excited about 2021-22 cards, if any product coming out, because I've just been sick of collecting Dazzlers and things from like Series 2 crap from Upper Deck, which is always such a letdown. I don't know. I don't like their inserts. Series 1 I like. Series 2 always seems to add on some crap that's just superfluous. It doesn't matter. This is the Nicholas Lidstrom I got. And you can see it's just a red jersey. It's not serial numbered at all. But I'm sure there's not a lot that Leaf is putting out. I was surprised to see them in Target, actually. I know they work deals with these retail stores, but I would think that Target would have an exclusive thing with Upper Deck, like we're not carrying Leaf products. But so you have that. And there's also a chance of getting parallels to the base set. There's a yellow parallel. Three blasters. All I got was the normal red border. There's a yellow border. There's some other green border or something. Those are parallels to the base set. Got some other. I'm trying to look at the other memorabilia pieces. I got Pavel Bure as a Canuck. I mean, they're nothing. These jerseys are nothing super fancy, but you get somebody who collects a player only, one player only. They want to have every card of this guy. I got a Teemu Selanne. If you notice the Selanne cards, there's no emblem there. There's no nothing. It's just white. It's like they whited him out. Unbelievable. But, and I looked at the checklist, and the checklist is, the guys are pretty good that they have. There are some guys that are not in the base set that have memorabilia. So I think Messier had some memorabilia. There are some guys that have been like, hey, who really cares about their memorabilia? But that's here nor there. But these are all players that are not in the league anymore. You will not get any current players, I guess, because, again, Upper Deck has exclusive rights to anybody who's playing in the current NHL and is not under contract by Upper Deck. That's my gathering so far. So, like I said, that goes up at $35. Right now, I think Upper Deck Series 1 is the next one to come out. Just as a side note, well, I won't save that as a side note. So that's basically it. That's the first show in the books. I did pretty good. I think I did an hour by myself, which means that I like to hear myself talk, and hopefully you will too. I'm going to end the show. Next week I'm going to talk a little bit about last year's Metal Universe. Talk about what's going on. I probably go to at least one show in between, tell you what happens in that. Again, just a thank you to everyone who's expressed interest in this and in it coming back. I had done an audio podcast for maybe a year or less, but with the video, it's definitely more enhanced, so I can actually show you the cards. I'd like to thank my wife for setting this up and running down my notes for me. She did an awesome job, like she always does. And that's the greatest thing, man, when you got a spouse that likes to collect or gets into it like you do, because my wife will actually, she sorts a lot of the cards for me to look at she thinks that are valuable, and she's right like a lot of times. So it gets to be a little crazy with all the cards in the house, but it's a lot of fun. So I'll be seeing you. The next show will be when the next show is. Thanks for tuning in, and have a good night.